What's up, beautiful people, to another episode of the Jones Family Channel. It's me, Rickey Jones Jr. We also have the oh so lovely
Chrystle Jones
back again for another video, and this one's going to be informative to all that are looking to make a move, not only to specifically South Africa, but anywhere internationally, right? So in other words, anywhere outside of the country that you are living in, this will be of necessity, importance, and of benefit to you, okay? And so we're gonna go ahead and get into it. One of the first things that you would need to do is update your passport and your license, okay, great people? So everybody that's moving internationally, you're gonna have to have a passport, right? That's a necessity.
Yeah.
However, what we would suggest is that you would update it. So make sure you have a full or new lifespan on your passports. I know for us, we did some updates of mine, of hers, and even the kids, right? Because I think Rain maybe had like 1 or 2 years on hers.
No, she had like a month. She had to get hers updated.
So she had to get hers updated. The U.S. updated the passports in general. So we just made sure we maximize the amount of time on our passports with the idea that we would not be here and have to go back just to do that, right? Like, no, you don't want to waste money on those things. So like little moments like that is ways in which you can save money, as well as your driver's license if you do plan on driving. So that was one of the things that I did right before moving here. I updated my license, so I have, and we have a phone that's ringing, but more than anything, I have a full lifespan on my license, which I'm good to go and excited about. And so, you know what I'm saying? That's a thing. That's all good. Like, it's life.
I'm gonna just turn it off.
Cool. I mean, it's life. At the end of the day, we all have phones. Phones go ring. And so you do want to make sure as well that your license is updated so that you will have the ability to drive and do what you need to do without having, again, to fly back to wherever you're from to be able to update that. And the beautiful thing about South Africa is that you're able to use your license here to be able to drive. You don't have to get another license or anything like that. And so, boom shakalaka, make sure those things are updated.
Yes.
Before you come, okay? The second thing you do want to make sure you have is a visa, right? This is a very essential and necessary to live in a foreign country. You do need a visa, which gives you not only a reason for being in the country, but the authorization to be able to live in that other country, right? Because without it, you're not proper, okay? I'm gonna just say it like that. You're not proper, so make sure you do have that. Don't try to go around it. Just do it the right way. And of course, as you all know, we went through a attorney to get our visas, so we highly recommend that. It was a smoother way. It wasn't smooth, but it was a smoother way of going about the visa process. And so we do recommend you doing that. Just spend the money up front to have peace of mind on the back end, especially when you turn in your visa application. So do just that. All right.
Yes. And I would say too, just so you know, all countries don't let you go there without a visa. So South Africa, you still need a visa. Even if you're not moving to South Africa, even just to visit, you need a visa. And so depending on what country you're from, you can just get it on the spot when you land for up to 90 days. But it really depends what country you're coming from, what country you're going to. But most countries, they will still require for you to have some type of visa. When I traveled to India, I still needed a visa. And even though I was from the U.S., I had to apply for that visa in advance before I even traveled there. So make sure you're just looking up the details of where you're going to know, can I just buy my ticket and get this when I land? Or do I need to get a visa beforehand? And then, of course, especially if you're looking to move, then you need to get it beforehand because you need to know the amount of time. So visa requirements vary per country.
Very true.
So make sure you look it up.
Yeah.
And then also, I know when you mentioned the passports, I was going to say, when you are traveling, most countries will require you have at least 6 months left of valid travel on your passport before you can even travel. So that's something to also keep in mind. Even if you're like, oh, I have 6 months and I'm only planning to be there for a month, they still might deny it because you have to have 6 months in addition to however long you're going to stay. They also want to see that you have a return flight that is already booked. We have a visa that lasts for 3 years. We technically have a dummy ticket that was booked for 3 years from when we arrived to be able to leave. You have to have all of these things in place and in order. And again, having an attorney help to be able to book this flight 3 years out, different stuff like that. We didn't pay for the flight, yet, but to have just all of that showing. So those are, again, benefits that come with getting an attorney. But, so these are all different things required to travel. Again, even if you're not moving somewhere, just visiting, they want to see, well, when is your return flight?
Right.
Even at the airport, when we were checking in, the lady asked me, when is your return flight? So you have to have all these things in place.
Yeah, no, that's very good. And even with the passport having 6 months, it will as well could be that when you're at the airport, they reject you from even taking the flight. So it may not even be the country that you're going to. It may be the airline at the airport of where you're starting from that may say, no, you can't take this flight. Even though you paid for the flight, you can't take this flight because you don't have the 6 months before your expiration date on your passport. So be mindful of your expiration date on your passport, because that can make, break, change, or cancel your flight to whatever it is that you're trying to go. So that was very good.
Yeah, they're very strict about upholding. And I've seen in person people get denied flights that they think they're traveling to Spain or wherever, some amazing vacation, and they got canceled at the airport.
That's it.
They checked through baggage and everything. They went to get on that plane, denied. Thousands of dollars in tickets down the drain.
Gone. People getting on cruises. Canceled, right? So your flight canceled and your cruise canceled. It was all on you. So you have to bear the burden of the cost of that. So no, that's very good.
Yeah, that's extremely important.
Nah, that's a winner one. So make sure y'all pay attention to your expiration date on your passport.
And I would say too, Ricky and I love to travel. We love going places, whether it's cruising by land. We love cruising. Wherever it is that we're going, there's a lot that goes into being able to travel internationally. So if you're interested in having more information on more videos with information on that type of thing, this is a very brief overview.
Right.
Let us know so we can help you with the logistics. We don't really use travel agents. I'm, I guess, our in-house travel agent.
Right.
I love finding great deals.
Correct.
Yes. So we're more than happy to help you guys with that. If you want to know more, just let us know in the comments.
Boom shakalaka. And so the next thing that you want to have, especially if you're coming to South Africa from America, right? Or if you're going to other places, is a converter. You want to have converters. Converters are game changers. It allows for you to plug in what your device would usually plug into the power outlets in the country that you're in. So here in Johannesburg, South Africa, they use different plugs than what we use back in America. And so I bought a converter to be able to plug in different devices. Now, we have one converter for 4 people. Being here, living it out, I have a recommendation that you have a converter per person in your household, and that will help change a lot of things and help bring peace to a lot of people. So we're always like interchanging plugs and taking things out, plugging things in, because we have various devices that are going on within this house. And so again, one per person will make a world of difference. Even if you're traveling, I recommend it as well. Even if you're not making a move, but you're traveling somewhere for longer than a week, you want to have converters, because not everywhere are the plugs the same, and not everywhere are the USBs available in the walls. Now, in some of the different walls here, they have USB plugs.
Yeah,
but
hotels.
But it may not be close to your bed. You may be used to having the phone right by you while you sleep charging. And so, you know what I'm saying, have that. Game changer. You'll be thankful that you did. And we'll put some links down below for some converters here in South Africa that we picked up as well.
Yeah, I think as well the one that you got is really cool because it has like 4 different ports on it, so that's how we're able to kind of make it work. Even though we have tons of devices, that's how we're able to make it work. So I'm sure you will let them know the link for that
for sure.
specific kind, because if you can get a converter that doesn't just allow you to do one device but allows you to do multiples, that is extremely, extremely helpful.
Oh, yeah. And it'll be an Amazon link for the converter, as well as the next product, which is a battery charger for your cell phones or for any electronic devices. You want to have that. A lot of people, we're especially traveling, right? Let's just talk traveling first, and it's specific to living here. traveling wise, you're taking pictures, you're taking videos, you're GPSing locations, you're WhatsApping people, which is draining your batteries, right? And so having a portable battery charger with you is going to be helpful to be able to charge your phone as you go and to have an ample battery charge and doing what you're doing. And the one that we have can charge, I think, like 3 devices at one time. And so I could charge her phone, I could charge my phone, and we'll be good to go. And so that has been a lifesaver as well. And even like living here, the thing is like load shedding, which, you know, we don't experience it the way others do. However, we've been able to travel around with the battery portable charger, charging our phones. And I mean, it gets that thing charged quick, like 30 minutes, it's already at a full charge. So I'm thankful for that, and I recommend it to all, right? It's a game changer.
No, I just agree. The last thing you want is to be needing to use GPS and your phone is only at 2%. We were riding with someone and we actually let them use ours because their phone was dying, and they were like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to have GPS to get home. And so thankfully, Rickey had it with him. We were able to let her use it. She had plenty of charge to be able to get back home. So again, it's very convenient.
It's convenient, and you don't want to be without it. And the moment you're without it, you feel like, oh snap, I wish I had it. So have it, okay? But the next thing is cash. You do want to, when you take a move, right? Specifically when you make a move and traveling as well, you want to have some cash with you that is indicative of wherever you're going, right? So I'm thinking about Bahamas, but then also like South Africa. You want to have some cash, but especially when you're moving, largely because when you're making bank transfers, some things may take longer than necessary, and you may have some bills or some requirements that are rapidly necessary, like, or in need, like right then. And so having cash is necessary. Even when starting our bank account, we did have cash that we brought to put into the bank account to be able to start things, right? And so then you could just go from there. However, the specific amount, it varies, right? Per family, per household, per person. However, you do want to have some. Don't come without any. And then you'll be looking around trying to figure it out going to the ATM. Why? Because going to the ATM, you'll pay a fee for making the transaction, right? There's a conversion fee, there's an exchange fee, and then there's also the ATM fees that you'll incur with your bank card because you're taking out money from a ATM that is not within your network, right? So just keeping all those things in mind, which is why even in the States, I was able to get some cash, which I did a video on that. More than anything, I took out some cash in the States, brought it here, and then we were able to put it in our bank accounts, good to go, right? And so it's as simple as that. I'm not saying get an astronomical amount. That's not smart. You don't want to walk around with a bunch of cash. We don't do that at all, right? And the beautiful thing about South Africa is that it's pretty much cashless country, from the churches to the restaurants. Everywhere we went so far we've used card everywhere, right? And I've only tipped somebody at the gas station in cash. And so outside of that, you just use your card. But more than anything, starting a bank account, you do want to have some cash on hand to be able to put into the bank account and make just things a lot more smoother than trying to make transfers.
Yeah, and I would say I think it's cool too because with it being so cashless, especially here, like it's just more safety. Like people, you're just not carrying around a bunch of cash.
No.
And then,
homie, don't do that.
Right, and then I would say too, like, sometimes you may end up, depending on what country you're traveling to, where you need that little bit of cash. And so, like Rickey said, it is good to have like some on you, not a ton.
Right, just
but
tip.
Some, to tip or whatever, different little things.
Correct.
But don't, like you said, don't ever travel with just no cash. You never know. Even some places, they don't take certain types of cards like a Discovery or American Express or whatever. You want to make sure that even if you have a backup plan. So that's really important. And with cash, I would say too, making sure MasterCard and Visa. We are unapologetically Amex people. Because there's so many perks that come with Amex.
Perks and benefits.
But everybody doesn't take Amex. And so we do have Visa and MasterCard because they are taken everywhere, basically. So you want to make sure as well, sometimes, you might be traveling with your Suncoast credit card or, your local bank's branch credit card and a federal credit union type of card. And if it doesn't have that Visa or that MasterCard or whatever, they're not going to take your stuff in most countries. So you do want to make sure you have a major credit card.
Yeah.
I would say either Visa or MasterCard. That'll make 0.9% of the places that you go will accept one of those.
Yeah. And even with that, right, this is a bonus. It wasn't even on the list, but it's a bonus that when you do have a card, you do want to make sure that it has 0 foreign transaction fees, because those transaction fees, them foreign transaction fees, can add up.
Yes.
You may think 3% is not a lot. Yeah, for one swipe, but if you swipe that thing about 10 times in a week or 10 times in a day because you're making transactions, those things add up. And so having a card that has 0 foreign transaction fees is going to be a game changer, and you'll be thankful that you did. And that's even worth the price of admission, right, of making it this far in this video.
Yeah, and we are big on that. I love a travel card. So even, you know, me and Ricky, we be going places, doing things. A lot of times those trips are free because we just get points because we use travel cards. And those points add up, and they will get us free flights. We've flown to London for free. We've flown, when we went on that cruise to Greece and everything like that, we got a free flight out of it, and it's because the points add up. And so, yeah, again, if you want more information on these things,
we have a membership coming up on the family channel. I did a post, right, where you're able to see it, but more than anything, we do have memberships that we're going to do on the channel with various tiers of information and behind the veils. And so, you know, we'll have a membership where we do have calls and things monthly where we're able to share various things such as the travel experiences we've had and different perks and benefits that you can find yourselves in, that we find ourselves in, and other things as it pertains to even this move. A lot of people ask us questions about how much things cost. What about this? What about that? And truth be told, it's not smart, safe, or wise to put so much information into a video that's publicly distributed. So what we'll do is have memberships that we will answer those specific questions, and it'll be within a contained group of people that have paid for that membership and want that information. And so that's going to come this month. Be on the lookout for that, and we'll be able to share the specifics, the nitty-gritty specifics, even to how much it costs to make the move. People have been asking the question. We've been seeing the question. We haven't answered the question specifically because
it's going to vary per person. And so with the inside the group, we'll be able to take more time to hear your situation, so we can give way more context and better answers to your specific questions. Whether it's moving here, whether it's traveling in general, like I've been traveling internationally since I was 7 years old. He's been traveling internationally since he was young, for a very long time, booking trips and all this type of stuff. But again, different situations are different. Being in a group is going to give you the opportunity to ask your very specific questions and get specific answers and different things like that.
And even being in a group setting, you're around others with questions that you may not even thought of, but you're happy that somebody asked. So being within that group, with being in that environment, you're able to get the things answered that you're like, oh snap, I didn't think about that.
We're gonna get y'all out here for a visit.
And then some. But more than anything, another thing that you want to have, great people, is an unlocked cell phone. It's going to be helpful, beneficial, and useful as you are looking to get a South African number, specifically for those moving here or abroad. You're going to need an unlocked phone. You can't change the SIM cards of a phone if your phone's not unlocked. If you try to put that SIM card in, it's going to deny it, reject it, and you're going to be trying to figure out what's happening. It's not going to work. It has to be unlocked. So unlock your cell phone, which you can do so by paying it off and then talking to your phone carrier provider, and they'll go through the process. It's nothing extravagant or difficult, but it's something that you need to do.
Yes, and I would say bonus, if you can, have a whole extra cell phone to do that. So we have like a old phone that the screen was cracked, whatever, but it works. It does work. And so we actually use that phone to put the South African number on. And the reason being, there's certain things you cannot do without a South African number.
Very true.
We have our first take-a-lot order coming. So excited. We're going to be doing a video on that.
Like we said.
It's basically the Amazon of South Africa. So
Yeah.
if you want to know what did the Jones order for their first order, make sure you're on the lookout for that video. It's going to be coming up very soon this week. I'm so excited. But yeah, so you know, if you want to
have memberships at the Checkers, the
Yeah.
Pick and Pay, the Walmart,
grocery stores is what he's naming.
Hello. Or even get delivery.
Yeah, different places that we've been. I went to return an item at the store and I couldn't do it without a South African phone number. So you never know wherever country you're going to, what you may need a phone number for. So just, if you can have an extra phone to do it, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. It's better to just have an extra phone to do it on. But on to the next thing.
Which is have a VPN. A lot of people are like, what is a VPN? Well, I don't know what the letters stand for. More than anything, what it grants you the ability to do is to be on the internet and be able to pull from wherever around the world you may want to pull from. So why is this beneficial? Okay, we live in Johannesburg, South Africa. There are shows that we like to watch that are only viewable in America. Things in America may not be viewed here, may not be viewed in Egypt, may not be viewed in Germany. However, with a VPN, I'm able to get on the internet, plug into and through the VPN to look like I'm in the United States, right? It's all legal, so that's why I'm saying it freely. And so it can look like I'm pulling internet from Atlanta, and so I'm then able to get Disney, I'm able to get YouTube in America as opposed to Africa's YouTube, which is different. And so and then even people that work from home, you're able to pull a IP address from the States, and so your employer may not know that you're out somewhere in Bora Bora somewhere on vacation or living somewhere else because your IP address is of that from the state. So it gives you so many benefits from that aspect, but then also security purposes. It grants you a level of security so people can get into your information and so forth and so on. So having a VPN is a game changer, one that you probably never thought of, but you will be thankful that you did.
Yes, and I would say even with that, outside of the entertainment stuff,
Yeah.
there's also, we are still Americans. And so there are still certain things that I need to access or need to do in the States. And literally, the website is blocked. I cannot go on it unless I have the VPN in my computer, in my system. So whether maybe the security for your job or something will not even let you go to your work website without a VPN. Or like you said, I needed to pay some bills and things. I could not get into the website to pay the bills without the VPN. So you just have to also keep those things in mind, which is why it would be good to have a VPN.
So necessary. Again, it's one of them things that you don't know about until you know about, and you're thankful that you knew about it.
Yes.
But nonetheless, what else we have?
So some more things. So we'll start with the bonus. So first, why would you want to have an extra phone for your phone number? So for us here in South Africa, they don't have like unlimited plans. They have like, you have to just keep buying the minutes and data and all this other type of stuff. You know, in the States, we got unlimited. Yeah. And you need unlimited when you're trying to GPS everywhere. Yeah. So we actually still have our phone numbers. We still have our phones and everything from the States. And we use what's called an international data plan. You need to call your cell phone provider and you need to make sure that you have the plan. You can use as much data as you want. On the first line, it's like $10 a day. On the second line, it's $5 a day, but it doesn't exceed $100 a month. So depending on your provider, our provider, those are the rates, but your provider will have a rate for when you are traveling internationally to be able to use your phone unlimited, which again you're gonna need because you don't want to be trying to GPS somewhere at night and it's dark and then your data run out.
And it's pitch black. It could be pitch black on the streets in South Africa. Y'all been seeing the ride-alongs on Sunday. It can be pitch black, and that's not what you want.
So thankfully we've not encountered that, but one of the reasons we have not is because we still have unlimited data because we put that extra number on the extra phone.
That's smart.
So even if that phone is so cheap, I don't care if that thing is
a flip phone.
A flip phone for $20 or whatever that you can just get from somewhere and make sure it's unlocked, like Ricky said. Yeah. If you're living there, it's better to just have an extra phone that you can just put that number on so you can do what you need to do while you're in the country. But then also make sure you call your cell phone provider so you don't end up with this astronomical bill at the end of the month because you didn't put the international plan on. Now, when cruising is different, but again, we got a group for that, and I can explain that later.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes.
Yeah, we've had fun with the cruising phone experiences. So,
have we?
We've done things in such a way that you don't have to.
Yeah, we learned these lessons.
We spent the money, we spent the time, we've had the headaches and the frustration, so you don't have to. And so with the memberships and the different things, we'll be able to give you freedom, liberty, and a peace of mind of somebody that's gone through those things.
Yes. So the next thing that I would say you definitely want to have is hair and beauty products. So whatever type of stuff that you like to use that you know, like, no, this is what I need for my skincare routine. This is what I need for my hair care routine. They have so many things available here in South Africa and in a lot of countries.
True.
And I'm grateful for that. However, they do not have the very specific skincare product that I like to use. So I'm currently having to mail it to my mama so she can mail it to me, and then I can have it. And so just so you don't have to go through those things, if you know there's something you've been using a while and you just want to make sure you have it, just make sure you have at least a decent supply of it at first, so that then if you can't find it, you'll still be okay for a set amount of time until you can get somebody from the States to send it over, or, you know, until you can figure out where it is or whatever the case may be. So I would say know, like, different beauty products that you know help you with whatever skin conditions or anything you have going on. Make sure that you have that in advance so that then you can
have it, which is good. And when you bring it over, make sure it's in your checked bags and not your carry-on bags, because we've been traveling with people and they brought their hair care products specifically in their carry-on bags. And once you go through that little screener and that TSA, open that bad boy up, lifts it up, and all you can say is, oh man, because they're going to throw it away. And it's the trashes after that. And so all that to say, just make sure you put it in your carry-on bag, check-in. Yeah, not carry-on. Your check-in bags, which goes underneath the plane, so that you can have it in your destination. So, no, that's a good one.
Yeah, I know that's been something that I've been just trying to make sure I could work through, navigate through, not having certain products. And then the other thing, I remember what was now.
Okay.
The other thing that I would say, whatever like medical things that you need, I stocked up on contacts before we left. I got my new glasses prescription. Ricky got his new glasses prescription. Like medication refills that I may have wanted. Like I got all of those things before I left. And so you just, again, I'm sure wherever you go, they will have whatever, you know, type of health care and different things like that. But you don't want to be trying to get settled in and also trying to find a place to buy contacts. Like, you know, just different things that you know you truly will need on a day-to-day basis. Or, you know, again, whatever, maybe prescription refills or whatever that you may need. You want to have those things in advance so you're not trying to move into your place, get settled, and also trying to find all of these different things that you could need at a moment's notice. So I know one thing that I didn't bring was like children's Tylenol. Which I wish I would have brought that. I did go down to the pharmacy and get what they gave me for if the child has a fever. So thankfully the children have been great in good health. I haven't had to use it, but I would have definitely just been more comfortable if I had brands that I'm familiar with to be able to use initially. You know, if anything came up, but you know, God gonna keep them covered because God gonna do what God gonna do. And I have what they offered. But if you know, especially with children or different things, you're like, oh, this always works for my allergies. This always works for if they have a headache. Just pack those things and bring them with you in your checked luggage, obviously. But just have it already. So again, you're not running around trying to find these things at the last minute.
Yeah, and then specifically to the medicine for the kids, even here, it's not just sold over the counter. You have to go and talk to a pharmacist, if you will, that's at the drugstore to be able to get such over-the-counter medicines that we're used to finding, like the Tylenols and things, which they don't even have those brands. But all that to say, you said it very well, so bring it, right? And one last thing, it's a bonus of the bonus, but I'm not going to say it all. But one thing that you want to do before you make the move is to talk to your accountant back in the States.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. More to come in the membership program, which y'all will see prayerfully this week. We'll go ahead and get it activated and started, and we'll do a video talking about all what's in it, what you can expect, and the funness that's to come. And so be on the lookout and click that bell notification and subscribe button if you haven't already done so that you can be aware for the videos as they come.
Yes, and I was going to say, remember, the membership is for you. So if you know you have some different questions or different things, you can leave those questions in the comments already, like, hey, a membership question, like, and let it, and just ask the question, and we're going to make sure that we answer the questions that you have and different things like that. But we definitely have a lot of things in mind that we want to help you guys with, because the Joseph, we out here living by faith. We want to help you live your best faith life.
Correct. And so not only do we show ours, but we want you to live yours so that you can show others around you what it's like, and so they can do the same as well. So we love you all, we appreciate you all, and we will see you on the next video.